Yo, what's up?
One.
I need your mics.
Yeah, let's start that over.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, not start. Don't start that over. What you did was great. Me and Ivan done messed it up.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We'll start over. We'll just go. Hold on. We're gonna start. Let's try it again.
Yep.
There we go. Yo, we're live.
What up?
Wagwan.
What's going on?
Wagwan, fam.
Wagwan, bro.
What you saying, fam?
I got the piece.
You got the peas, bro.
I love it. I love it. Little. I think y'all a little hot, but I think y'all are good.
Okay. If I need to back away from the mic, let me know.
No. I'll just turn you down
Okay.
a little bit. I'm also like super loud in my ears, but who knows? That's not what I want. Are we live? Oh yeah, we're live. Let's go. Okay.
Hey,
All right.
we
that
out
works.
cheer.
Welcome. We are live. If you want to interact with us in the channel, in the chat,
In the chat.
I'll be sure to have some. Let me pull the chat to the side. So we're gonna have some chatters going.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool. So if you can share this out, share this with your friends. Let us know, and let us know where you're watching it from. Most of y'all probably be in Cincinnati
For right now,
for right now.
we're going
But-
global.
But one day
For sure.
we're gonna have Uganda in the house and things like that.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
didn't claim it
Sing it, remember.
I need you to lean to your right.
like this.
Yeah, a little bit more. There we go. All right, now we're good.
All right.
Got you on camera.
Got
Okay.
you.
I'm gonna turn that down. All right, cool, awesome. All right, so welcome. We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. The first question that I proposed is talking about limiting constraints on art style in different arenas, and then not being able to call certain worship music, and then finding that balance. So the idea where this came from, I mean, it's been the age old question, right? Like it's those that do hymns only, like just voices, like not even piano,
Yeah.
right? And then the eventual, for lack of a better words, commercialization of worship music. So introducing guitar, introducing bass, drums, blah 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 blah.
Fog machines. And
Fog
lights.
machines, all that stuff. And then eventually just really breaking molds. And I can't think who it was, but there's a band I follow on TikTok, and they are straight like metal rock, but it's all worship songs. But
Yeah.
it's dope. I like it. So my question then becomes, how do you find the balance? Well, let me say this first. I think, how do you find the balance between breaking out of something that's like a traditional art style? Yeah.
Yeah. So like doing something that's not necessarily traditional gospel.
Right.
Yeah. I think for that it really goes into like when we think about it, does it have to be like gospel?
Yeah.
Because and somebody can tell me if I'm wrong. If they go to the chat and they find it, they can let me know. But I don't believe that God ever said that it had to be a certain genre.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question or my take is what constitute as gospel? Like, what's the criteria? Yeah, I think it goes back to our last I think our first couple episodes where we talked about authenticity and your best or excellence, and it's kind of piggyback off that. And when you bring what you do into the service of God, I think that is worship, or that is gospel in a sense. So I think like the band that you mentioned, they just took their thing and their sound and put it into worship. Like,
Right.
I think that makes it gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a instrument or a style of a song, just more like giving you what you authentically have in yourself.
Yeah, and I think too, like when you think about it, we praise creativity in every other way,
Facts.
except for music. So, like, if somebody comes up with a new way to do evangelism, we're not saying, no, you're not street preaching. That's not the right way to do it. That ain't what Paul did. He wasn't giving out no tracks. Like, so I think when it comes to music, there should be freedom. Now, there is certain, like, you know, things like we can't call it gospel and then just like talk about stuff that ain't the gospel.
Yeah.
Or like we can't say it's worshiping God and it's really worshiping us. Now, I think that is like something where we can just call a space back. You like rapping. You talk about God sometimes. That's cool.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think the whole thing, like, you know, there's people that say like, can't have drums in church, it's the devil, stuff like that.
Yo.
Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think they're going to have to show me where that is. Like, where in the word, correct interpretation, correct context, does it say this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like it. That's good. Who have been some people that you've seen, like, it doesn't have to be like gospel music or Christian music, but just who are the people that you've seen that have really broken the mold in traditional senses of different mediums?
That's a good question. I think when we look at, I know it don't have to be gospel and stuff, but I'm gonna say it is. One of the early trendsetters, two of them actually, Kurt Franklin and Fred Hammond.
Okay.
I say Fred Hammond because when you listen to some of Fred Hammond's songs, you gotta be careful because that joint sound like a straight up R&B. Like him and Commission had a song, they did a live version of it called "Lay Your Troubles Down."
Yeah.
And it's talking about God, but if I played that mug, you wouldn't listen to them words. You probably like grab your wife by the hand, and be like, "We about to hit the floor." But like, but him and Commission, he talks about how like back in the day, a lot of gospel music was influenced by R&B music, and R&B music was influenced by gospel because a lot of R&B artists came from the church.
Yeah.
But then you got Kurt Franklin, who had Salt and Pepper. Like that was crazy. That was one of the first verses I ever learned, rap verses. And that joint was cold. Can't nobody tell me she ain't kill that. But he was one of the first people to be kind of edgy and, you know, kind of break that mold. Like, of course, he sung stuff like Silver and Gold, but like when he did God's Property, that was big.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I'll give a couple examples, and I'll give secular and Christian music. For me, it was I'll start with Lecrae. I think when I saw like growing up, I wasn't into gospel music. I like Kirk Franklin. I like Fred Hammond. It was cool, but I love rap. And the rap scene for Christians was, you know, don't make me rap, but it was just more about just Jesus, Jesus, Jesus on the 808 beat. And I couldn't get jiggy with it. I couldn't. But I saw Lecrae, who could rap, and he kind of broke that mold because he didn't just he put his life, his experiences in his music. And so I kind of see and relate. When I heard from others, there was no putting themselves, their struggles or none of that into their music. They just talked about devil, you suck, and it was Jesus that saved me. So nana boo boo. It was just like that type stuff. And I was like, I can't get with this. And I saw him go across the way and worked with secular artists. And I thought that was cool too, because I've never seen that before. And so I just thought how he was to bridge the gap between the two. I thought that was dope. And that was kind of one of the first things I seen, you know, someone who had a high profile with a level of influence evangelize in that sense. I don't know what the conversation was like in that room or whatever, but it looked like this is what evangelism was or is, or it should be. Yeah. The next one is Chance the Rapper. When you look at the Coloring Book mixtape, top tier. And when it came out, you had the Kirk Franklin, the Kelly Prices, and you had his mix of God, his version of gospel in a sense. I won't say it was gospel, but it was God influenced in there. And I saw, like, at the time, I think I think that was like before streaming, or you correct me if I'm wrong. We went from album sales into streaming because
we were transitioning.
They were transitioning. He was one of the first to do that, and I thought that was pretty dope to see that. And of course, I'm always going to throw Cole in there. For him to be in a competitive field of rapping or of hip hop, and to see where he's always put himself in the music, and it looks soft, or it looks as though it's not, accepted by others. He just does his own thing in his own lane, and the fans or the people around it eats it up. So I just think like those three come off the bat or off the top for me.
Yeah, gotcha. Makes sense. I got a confession I need to make.
What's up?
Oh man,
I know 2 Kirk Franklin songs.
Yo, first it was what was it? The first episode where it was like I just started Martin, and now it's like I know 2 Kirk Franklin songs.
What's the 2?
Smile.
Okay.
And Bless Me.
But okay.
Those are the only 2
Bless
that,
Me
like,
and Bop though.
Yeah, those are the only 2 I know. I've just never listened to Kirk Franklin. And so
That's real.
when we were in Dallas and Kristen's like, because Kirk went to Oak Cliff, Kristen's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna introduce you to Kirk Franklin. I'm like, okay, cool. So I was like, I don't know if I was one of the only people that have been like, you're just the guy. Like I don't.
He's been worshiping next to Kirk Franklin for months, and he didn't even know.
But it was funny because like this is a true story. Kirk likes me because I'm short like him. It's true
There
story.
it goes.
That was like the first thing. He's like I like you. He's like I like you, brother. You're short.
You short, brother.
So I was like,
It's my nephew. My cousin them.
But yeah. So that's a confession. So like
No, that's dope.
Couldn't tell you a single other Kirk Franklin song.
Stomp. Next time you in the
I've
gym.
heard of Stomp.
No. Next
I
time
have
you in the
not heard
gym,
Stomp.
when you trying to hit that PR, turn on Stomp or Revolution.
I'm about to say
I guarantee you gonna hit it.
Is Revolution the one who's like, do you need a revolution?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So I know 3.
Okay.
I'm
There
ready
we
to
go.
say, like, you got to know one of those. Like, you may not know it word by word, but you have had to have heard it when it came out.
Yeah.
But you would like some of the stuff he did though, because like, well, I don't know if you like that type of rock though, but like he did the little shout, let it all out.
He did that song?
He did like his own version of it.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He
I'm
was
with you.
about to turn up.
He was like, hold on, Kirk. Kirk out here turned it up.
That song? Like, okay.
Nah. Speaking of rock, a group that I would have included in that answer, but they like faked me out, and I found that out recently, was what was their names? Who did the Can You Take Me Higher?
Oh, Creed?
Creed. Yeah, I thought they was a Christian band, but they aren't.
They
Flirt the line. But
yeah.
the lead singer, it was because he was writing songs from like a Christian perspective, and the band was like, "What are you writing?" Like, because people keep thinking we Christians.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah,
But no, like Creed is the one band that people will say are Christian, but I guess are not. I thought they were.
yeah, they
So
aren't.
apparently not.
Yeah,
But you know who is Christian band?
who?
This is a band y'all should get into. Switchfoot.
Switchfoot. I didn't know that. Okay,
I never heard of them. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if you. And this is the thing. Like, do you consider them Christian or do you consider them Christians that make music? Right.
Yeah.
This is that age old debate. But yeah, I'd absolutely consider them Christian, like a Christian band. They don't sing, Jesus, 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 but yeah, they're a Christian bands.
Switchfoot. I'm about to add that to my playlist now.
Yeah, Switchfoot's where it's at.
The
man.
essentials.
Yeah. Let me see what else. Was there anything else I want to talk about on this question? I'm sure there is. Oh yeah. So here's this thing. And this is I think unique. If I wanted to start a non-church church, I could play a lot of music that has what would the word be? A salvific theme.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't think of one off the top of my head, but there's something to music that's like, especially music with like themes of God. And this is something we talked about before, when music has these themes, you could technically make it like a non-church church.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
So there are songs that do have like
Any U2 song.
U2, yeah.
Yeah, like Beautiful Day.
Yeah.
What's that one song? It was in the. Did you see the movie Sing? I think it was Sing 2.
Mm-hmm.
That ending song.
Mm.
I can't think of it.
I had to remember.
Yeah.
Because every time I think about Sing, I think about Tori Kelly singing "Don't You Worry About a Thing." That and her singing "Hallelujah."
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of songs though that like have like undertones of like Christianity or undertones of the gospel, and they wouldn't necessarily be bad to listen to. Now, can we say they just like outrightly like worship songs? No.
Yeah.
But they do have like different underlying themes and things like that. Because even like I could play, I think it's Evelyn Champagne King. She got that song, I want to thank you, Heavenly Father. But that's not necessarily like a worship song.
It's not. With those words.
I don't know if
I was like, where's the violation?
when you listen to it though, and you listen to the rest of the album, it's like, all right, for instance,
Yeah.
would you play the new Glorilla and Kirk Franklin song at the church?
I have not heard the song.
Okay. But she just, thank you, Lord, for the thank you, Lord.
Depends who my demographic is, probably. I just might. Who was that? The song you said, Evelyn?
I think it's Evelyn Champagne King. It's like an old joint, like some like Motown type stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like it just depends on if you want to start a non-church church, then
Yeah.
like you probably could do that.
Okay, let's start a non-church church. If you're starting a non-church church, what's your 3-song set list to open up?
3-song set list to open up service.
To open up the non-service service.
To open up service. Dang, that's hard. I might like because at that point,
kids or my wife.
your wife.
What do you want?
Welcome to the pod.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Special guest.
Oh,
I'm going. First song might be. Maybe "Up from the Ashes" by Kanye West.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
After that, I'm not sure.
I might do I'm gonna do a layup and then I'll dig deep. Pause. I'm gonna do God Did.
Yeah,
Who's God Did?
DJ Khaled.
That's DJ Khaled.
Oh, okay.
It's my bad. DJ Khaled, God Did. Clean version. Or just have Friday's hook on loop.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I play "How Great" by Chance the Rapper.
I was about to.
Him and Jay Electronica. Because I got to keep the theme with like the Kanye type sound.
Then I'll do Father I Stretch My Hand. Father I Stretch My Hand.
Father Stretch My Hand, yeah.
I like it.
I don't know. Because I think too, like, I know it would probably be like more well, not even traditional, but just like she gonna definitely give you the gospel. But something off of Jackie's new EP,
Okay.
Yeah.
like First Draft, play that.
Oh. I think I might do a Linkin Park song.
Linkin Park.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm trying to think of the words. It might be In the End. No, it's not In the End. There's a song that's very, very like Jesus-y and glorious and things like that. and I can't. But it'll probably be a Linkin Park song. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it'll definitely be a Linkin Park song. Looks like we got some viewers.
What's up?
What's up? So make sure you like the video.
Yeah.
So,
Don't subscribe to the channel because. Well, I mean, if you want to subscribe to this channel, like that's fine. That'll help out. But be sure to subscribe to the other one. Yeah. Any other songs you would do for a non church?
this is a stretch like a yoga class, but I'm gonna use
It's okay. It's non-church church. It's all right.
Rascal Flatts, The Broken Road.
Oh, that reminds me. I might do a spontaneous rendition of The Climb, Miley Cyrus.
Yes. Ooh. That one. There's always gonna be another mound. That one, hey, that'll take you in.
Yep.
If you think about it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a good one though.
Yeah.
The Climb, you can't tell me Miley ain't go to church before.
Nope, no.
She did.
I remember like the amount of people who covered that song and slapped it and I'm pretty sure in church.
Yeah.
Like I remember
Mm-hmm.
Just like, wow, man. Like, okay. But yeah. I like that. Let's see, what else? What else?
I'm trying to think.
We tired, y'all.
No, we good. We good. We just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
Warmed up.
I'm about to be like them kids off of Talladega Nights.
I'm all jacked up on
Mountain Dew, Chip. Go Spider Monkey.
I'm 10 years old, but I'll be.
You know what? Let's pivot a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I forgot. I was thinking about it the other day. In one of the first videos we did, you said you'd like to dress creatively.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I just feel like I think for me, I always say like I'm a retired rebel. I used to always like if everyone's going right, I gotta go left.
Right.
And so once I got married or just kind of started to settle down, I've kind of retired it. But I've learned more to kind of, and I'd be more rebellious in my art visually.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just started to kind of look at different ways where I could start kind of coloring outside the lines of far with that and things like that. And then I got into fashion. And so not all the way to fashion, because some of the stuff that I see from like the celebrities, models, or the clothing brands, that is just outrageous. But the sensible things, or the things that I see, I just love how like putting colorways together and just kind of, not being so matchy all the time. As I'm saying that I'm matchy today, but
it's kind of hard not to match black and black.
I know, but it's so dope. Yeah. It's my favorite colorway. But I just kind of started finding different ways. So like for me, it was like adding more colors to my wardrobe because I do love black. Mm-hmm. And so like daring myself to wear purples and pinks and greens and yellows and all that stuff. And just kind of, even if I wear mostly black, like if we were going out and being seen, I probably would have had on like a yellow hat just to go with the shoes or something like that.
Okay.
Just kind of start finding ways just to have fun with it and not being, I remember growing up just always like picking over what I wear, how I wear it, and just like looking good so I don't get capped on or I don't look like a bum or whatever. But now it's just more just, being free and expressing yourself in how you wear your clothing and things like that.
Gotcha. Are there any like constraint, like do you find yourself like constraining yourself?
Yeah. I there's like certain shirts that I used to wear that I won't wear anymore. Maybe because like if you've ever seen Don't Be a Menace to South Central while you drink your juice in the hood and all that, if you have that movie, I actually have the shirt with Marlon Wayans and he has like the bag of weed just hanging on his hair. Love the shirt, but I can't wear it anymore.
Why not?
I just feel like I think depending on where I go,
okay,
and a lot of the times where I go, not saying I think it goes back to what we talked about, stewarding the influence the last couple episodes of just like what I wear, what I bring, who I am is me in a sense, but like it's kind of like you were on a brand deal with Jordan or something like that. I can't be out here rocking Adidas.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So like if my brand is Christ, then I have to kind of follow that. I can be catchy or play, find some tees that don't cross the line like that. And it doesn't cross the line. It's just, for me, that's just how I censor myself.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to get, get questioned like, is that E from the Three Creatives in the podcast? He got that shirt on, man. I thought he modeled Christ. And so like for people that don't know me, that's kind of like why I do it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I got into fashion a little bit late because, like, I was a kid. One, growing up, Shaquille O'Neal was my favorite basketball player. And then he got...
Did you have the Shaq shoes?
What?
Yes.
Every one of them.
Rocked them. Faithfully.
Proudly.
Told my mom we're going to pay less. When it's time to shop for school shoes, I'm going to pay less. I want the Dunkman emblem on them Air Force One looking shoes.
No, absolutely not.
I was locked in with Shaq as a young kid because I used to think I was going to be tall too, but we see what happened. And so, but we see what happened.
Yo,
I'm 5'7" on a good day, but I think I got into it late. So going to college and things like that, and was playing football, all of that stuff. I didn't really care about what I was wearing like that. Like I would try to get some things. Like I remember I got some Air Maxes before I went to school. Remember that? I don't know why I got some shell toe Adidas. They was cool back then, but then they went out fast, and like nobody was rocking shell toe Adidas anymore. But then after college, like I had to start actually like putting on actual clothes instead of sweatsuits and stuff. And so I remember a few years ago I watched that show, The Hype.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of got me more into fashion. Looking at the way that they did different colors, different prints, like even the whole thing of like, I remember somebody on there made a hoodie, and like one of Offset's critiques was that there was no pocket on the front of the hoodie. I'm like, why does that matter? Like, why would that be like the biggest thing that you critique on that? But like even seeing what like certain streetwear things people rock, different things like that. So I started trying to put together like my wardrobe and all of those things. And then as well, trying to take risk. I think that's the like thing that I get stuck at when it comes to creativity with fashion, knowing where to take risks.
Yep.
I don't mind taking risks. It's just like where to take risks to where it's like it makes sense or like it's going together. Like why you were doing it in a creative way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes with fashion, it can feel like a painter who's painting things that are great but don't know how. Like
that's real.
Yeah. Like I feel like I was just in the zone and I did something and it worked. So sometimes with fashion, I try to like branch out. There was a guy while he was talking, I was actually looking at what his page was called. It's called AD Sneaks. His name's Andrew Dutton. Yeah, he is.
Dope.
He's like a sneaker connoisseur, a photographer, and a teacher. But I look at his page a lot of times for inspiration because he like knows how to like hit the color scheme so well.
Yes.
Like he wore like a maroon hat with like these pink shoes, and it worked because there was like a certain shade of purple in the shoes. And so like just even those different things, paying attention to the fine details to be able to creatively take those risks and all of that. And so it's dope. Like I can tell he puts a lot of thought into it. And so I'm trying to get on that level to where I can do that myself. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. I like it. I just don't have it to be creative in the fashion world.
But in what ways do you like be creative? Like in what ways for you? Like for us it's fashion, like you said, but if fashion ain't yours, what are the ways that you kind of break out of the mold and be creative?
That might not be necessarily your go-to medium.
Yeah, it's definitely not. And I sit here in my oversized Carhartt t-shirt.
Hey, Carhartt coming back.
Carhartt is a good brand.
Is it really?
People are deliberately seeking Carhartt pants right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trendsetter.
Yeah.
Trendsetter.
Kirk was right about you.
All right. Okay. No, I don't. That's a tough. That's a tough way to question thing about it when I think about the different ways to. I'll say this. I like figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
It's I need that space. We've talked about it before, but I need that space in the morning to be able to think things through and really be that, especially from like programmatic standpoints, like some inside baseball. Like we're looking at our program to see how do we make it more sustainable, and so being able to really kind of tinker and try to figure out is really like I like it. Like,
that's it.
Yeah,
that's
it's
dope.
like problem solving and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's dope too because that's like a undervalued skill because like we need visionaries. Like you have a lot of people who are willing to do different things, but we need more visionaries. Whether it be in the church, in the workplace, all those different things. We need people who can sit down, come up with a master plan, and help everybody to carry it out. Know to where like, all right, you should be placed there because of this and this. And so like with that, being somebody who's creative and figuring it out too, like that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about having a preach off? I was thinking about this like in the car the other day.
Oh man.
Like you get 5. This is a freebie if you're listening to this. So if you set it up, just give me some credit. I don't care. But I was thinking about it. Like get like a couple different preachers. You get 7 minutes because 7 is a number, I guess. And then there's just a wheel of Bible verses.
Ooh.
And it just, you spin it, your verse comes up, that verse then comes off the board. You got 7 minutes to preach it.
Yeah.
And just go wild.
I think if it's in fun, it'll be fun. Yeah. But if it's people competing, that'll get wild.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I'm super competitive. So like as you're talking about it, I'm getting hyped. Cause I'm like, who? Y'all want to go right now? Like, it's almost like that scene in The Office when they were doing the whodunit mystery game where I'm just who want it? Like, I'm super competitive, but I would love to do that because I believe in iron sharpens iron, and I believe like through our brotherhood, I've become a better preacher, teacher, even a disseminator of the word. So like, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
I think you have to have people who will see the fun in it.
Yeah.
And something unique, like to try to think. It's almost like improv, but it's preaching. And so just trying to think off the dome, like what are those stories you can tell, like just in that 30 seconds leading up to it. And then it's like, go. And then just preaching. And being able to say like, hey, if you're a little off theologically in your illustration, that's okay.
Yeah.
No,
because it's last minute.
It was a good try. I liked it. I like what you were thinking with it, right? Because I was talking to a friend. This was a while ago, but what's the dude's name? White dude, preaches, popular.
Furtick?
Yeah. So he had a sermon illustration where he's like, if you think about it, if your child fell off like a swing set and broke the arm, like you're gonna rush to the hospital and you're gonna break the law in order to get there. And so Jesus broke the law for you. And I was like, yeah, yes,
like
no.
a yoga class, boy.
Yeah, it's like I get where you're going with it.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but it was just, he didn't actually fulfill the law like that.
Yeah, he fulfilled it.
But for a preach off, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm with you. I'm
right,
with
yeah.
you.
Like we see where you was going.
Yeah.
See, and that's where I would stand up and be like, objection, no, that's a reach.
Heresy.
But I think if we look at the criteria of if this game, I call it preach off royale now. So it's
preach off royale.
Okay.
Now
you gotta copyright it.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking of like the criteria or like there's categories to score, and I'd have been like dock points off. Like it's almost like in a boxing match where you hit below the belt or you hit in the groin. Take the points off. Like your analogy did not reach, or your analogy did not hit, or it's not. You gotta take some points off of that.
We should get the ushers in the front row. They got scorecards
with the white gloves.
There's this group. I can't remember their name, but they had a thing like that. Well, it wasn't like a preach off, but it was like they would just give a random sermon
Okay.
And it would be like, I think they all were a part of like a Bible study group or something.
Yeah.
And they'll like do it in like impromptu sermon, and then they just pick up a random item in the room and give a sermon based off of that item.
I saw that.
And
you should do that. Like if you spin and there's like a star on the verse, you have to use like AirPods. Like here you go. Here's your
example
item.
for your AirPods. Yeah,
We might have to just set this up.
I'm all for it. Like
That'll
I'm gonna
be
text
fun,
y'all
yeah.
next week and be like, so where are we at with this? Like, are we doing this? Because I'm getting ready.
that'd be actually kind of dope to do like a Christian or church improv night. It could get crazy, but
I don't like improv.
you don't.
No. Kristen and I's first date.
Yo,
Now I've never been to improv, so only thing I know about improv is The Office.
It was The Office was better.
yeah,
We go to this place down in, I want to say it was Deep Ellum in Dallas.
Okay.
Like a neighborhood, like OTR.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And she's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go see improv. It's free. I'm like, okay, cool. And it was like it wasn't their A team, wasn't their B team, wasn't their C team. I can't remember if we stayed, but it was the free show.
yeah.
And then they came around to like, all right, we're collecting money if you want to stay for the next one. I can't remember if we stayed or not.
That's crazy.
But that first one was just awful. Just terrible.
I think you got to do it in a certain way. I like the improv idea. I think you just got to do it in a different way.
Or like an improv game night, something like that. Like, because even like I like Kev on Stage. I don't know if y'all seen it, but they do like an improv sketch comedy show, and it's called The Hospital, and it's just like it's hilarious because like they had Tahir laying on the table, and he was like supposed to be like somebody who was dead, and they had did an autopsy on him, and like what's the dude's name? The comedian, his name like CT or something like that.
Oh, CP.
CP, yeah. And he's like hilarious. So when he went, he was like, we looked at his body. It was just freckles everywhere. He had freckles inside his stomach. And he was like, you know what? We think he'd been dead for weeks because the way it looked about his toes, it looked like rigor mortis set in a while ago. So like just stuff like that. Like it was just funny.
Yeah.
So I think done in the right way, it could be cool.
Yeah.
But maybe not improv in a traditional sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, but that's the thing, right? Like breaking those constraints. Like you're gonna get the people who are like, no, you can't do that. You can't have a pre-chop. Like it's fun. It's all fun. But all right, well, if this video gets 6 likes, we will organize a pre-chop and invite you.
Say less.
That
We could. Ooh,
I want some of the best in the city. Where the camera at? I want some of the best. I want the best in the city. Let's go. My squad versus yours. Let's go.
I like it.
we should do one where like you gotta preach as somebody preaching that sermon. So like preach as Denzel talking about Psalms 23. As the dear lamb. Oh no, that's the Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I'm leaving here with something.
How would you preach the Sermon on the Mount as Will Smith?
As Will Smith. You know, blessed are the meek.
Yo, you need to speed that speech up a little bit. The GOAT don't speak that slowly.
He be doing that sometimes. The Jay Farrell impression is always my favorite.
Yeah. All right. If this video gets 6 likes, we are gonna
6 likes, I'm down.
6 likes. We're gonna schedule the what'd you call it? The preach off.
I'll come up with a
Preach
better
off
name.
Royale.
Preach off Royale. I like preach off Royale.
Preach off Royale. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I like preach off Royale.
That'd be a fun night. That'd be dope.
Ooh, get some t-shirts made.
I'm
There you
down.
go.
There we go. We could have a Q&A, almost like, have I sent y'all tonight's conversation?
Yes.
The TikTok.
Mhm.
We could have almost like that,
That'd be dope.
like at tour, like a mid show,
Yeah,
like that, and get some people to talk about like preaching and things like that.
that'd be dope.
Yeah, invite a bunch of people.
I'm down.
I'll reach out to the church. I'll be like, hey, can we do a preach off?
That would be funny.
That would be dope.
It'd be cool if we could get some like the established pastors. Like just get a couple of them. Just be like,
Yeah.
ooh, old school versus new school.
That would be interesting. That would be pretty cool.
I want the smoke.
Yeah.
I want smoke.
Who would you request for the Cincinnati Preach Off Royale?
I don't even know. That's bad because I should probably know this.
I got names, but I just want them to like. I want you to see this, and I want you to be led.
Give me
to
one.
participate.
Give me one. You're leading. You're leading right now. Let the Holy Spirit use you.
That's dangerous. All right, we got to get Keith.
Yeah.
I think for Keith is dangerous because he can bridge both worlds. He can be old school Baptist, but he also can go contemporary.
Have you seen his headshots? We love you, Keith. I love you.
No, I have not.
He the preaching gang Ichigo.
It's old school. It's old school preacher. I love it.
But see, that's where he comes from, though. So that's like his school of, like that's where he's from. And then as he's gotten older, he's developed a contemporary style.
Yeah.
But he's the one I would like to. Yeah, I would like to see him spar with some of the best, and I think he's one of the best that can bridge that gap. To see him go versatile in those styles, that'll be tough.
Because even as a speaker, like he's developed some skills as a speaker. I'm like, dang, that's kind of like the rhythm
like,
in which he presents stuff.
There's one sermon I did at Peace that Keith has. I've sent him the notes like like a couple days before and like the night before, and he helped me break down some of the stuff.
Okay.
Like he helped me clean up my sermon. Like
I thought you were gonna say he took your sermon. Preaching himself.
That'd be funny.
No,
That'd be funny.
No. He has definitely helped me in the game. So I would definitely like to see him go.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to think of some other ones.
Shout out to Keith.
Yeah, for sure. The new pastor at Constellation.
Yes, sir.
What was? I don't know. Mike Scruggs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very good contemporary. He's really good with the analogies, storyteller, and all that. I like to see him, and he's pretty funny too. So I would like to see him.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see him compete. I'll think of some more.
I think Pastor Jeff could do it.
See, I was gonna save him for last.
See, the thing with Pastor Jeff though, he gonna know. You could give him the most randomest sermon or a scripture, and he's gonna know something that relate to it. So, he gonna be able to bridge it, come up with a whole thing. Yeah. Next thing you know, you done got a real like whole sermon.
I was gonna save him as like the final boss. Like, because he is that, and then we got to put him on a time. Like everybody has to be on the
you got 7 minutes.
But if he can go for 7 minutes, he's gonna come out punching.
Because if you have somebody like him or Pastor K on the same team, like
K would be interesting.
Yeah,
I want that smoke
because he got the analogies and everything.
Yeah. And like we said, like on one of the episodes, K is one of the greatest storytellers I've ever seen. Yep. So I would love to see what he do on the fly, and I would love to compete against all of that. Yeah. I'm hyped. Like I'm hyped.
You Kobe when he first met Jordan.
Yeah,
he's like, "I'll beat you 1-on-1."
Yeah.
We got to get the most obnoxious like horn. So like when your time's up, like you're like it's our like I think it's if you watch hockey, I want to say it's Vancouver's goal horn. It is the most obnoxious. Like it's like a like a foghorn almost.
Like a foghorn.
Yeah,
I want that.
Some Viking stuff.
Yeah. I'd like to see Tate do it.
In his Tate.
Yeah, I'd like to see him do it. I'd like to see. We'll bring in some of our white friends. I'd want to see Tome from Crossroads. Let's do the right up here, Every Nation.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, Brian Taylor. That'd be a good one.
He's dope.
Yep.
and Kim, Dr. Johnson.
Dr. Kim Johnson. Yeah, she'd go in too.
I forgot about.
She would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
And then I just don't know like anyone else. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like not know. Like I've never sat in their service and listened to them. But I'm sure there's others. But we gonna get this.
We can go. We can take it on the road. We can visit a couple churches on the Sunday and scout.
He tried to do it during their morning service.
No. I'm just saying, like, just sit in the back and scout and be like, yeah, we can invite them. Let's go. Like
they just gonna be like, all right, we're gonna have Pastor such and such come up and get a word today. And you see Eric bust through the back doors. You thought?
No.
Set the timer.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I think they'll see the three of us sit in the back, and then they'll just like bring their A game, or they'll just like, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? God is great. The word today. The word today. And he just starts going ham
turning up
because he sees the three creatives out there in the back. He's like, yeah,
I heard about the podcast.
Yeah, this is my invitation.
Yeah.
There's a guy you just did a voice and like the voice was like this dude and this I think it's a Cincinnati pastor. Oh gosh, I want to say I can't think of it, but he was good. But that's another guy. I'm gonna go nuts now thinking of who it was. Oh my gosh, I don't know. That's gonna drive me nuts now. But yeah.
I think all jokes aside, I think it'll be dope to sharpen your tools or your set against others and get to see it. And I think we, instead of being so compartmentalized at churches, we then begin to come together in a sense like that. So I think all jokes aside, I am really hyped about it, and I really want to do it competitively. But the spiritual side of it, I think it'll be really, really dope.
Yeah. Does anything like that exist? Like, when I say anything like that, like do preachers get in rooms and like and write with each other?
At some of the mega churches, yes, because they help like write some of the sermons and things like that. But then like I think unless somebody is directly discipling you, that probably doesn't happen often. Unless you're going through it depends on the church, but what they do for if somebody says they're called to preach, then they go before, a board of people, things like that.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, we kind of
we did that with Kay.
Yeah, we had in the earlier days or whatever, a few years ago, we had to meet like once a month. All the teachers had to get together in a room, and we were given scriptures to meditate on, and we had to like give a lesson on the said scriptures, and everybody went. And so like then whoever went at the time, they'll get up, probably do a few minutes, do they set, and then the rest of the room critiques, their mannerisms, the text, the analogies, all of that. And I felt like it was a really dope, and it definitely helped level up my game to kind of see like, this is what I got for Psalms 23:2. Then I get to see what Iva got for Psalms 23:2, and I was like, I didn't get that. Now I need to think differently. But I love the part of like being in the same room and writing what's on, because like Iva's the rival in my head, if that makes sense. So when he teaches and preaches, I'm taking notes, but I'm also like looking and studying. But I don't. When he does it, that's when I get sit in the audience for it. But I don't pick his brain while he's prepping and preparing. I should, and I know I always got the access to, but I don't.
Right.
But there's things that he brings out of text that I'd be like, I've been reading my word for over 20 years, and I never got that insight. Yeah. How did he do that? And I start to like think of how he thinks of it, or like I love storytelling and analogies, and he's more to the text and like what's behind it, and so that helped me to get in behind the text. So I love this idea because I think it's going to help the preachers that agree to participate step up their game, or just to see another side of things.
Yeah, because I mean, artists will do that. Like rappers, if they're on the same song,
Yeah.
like they're writing back and forth, like
Competitively.
right. You hear the stories if you're on that side of TikTok, at least I do.
Yeah.
Where they are, it was it Kanye? I think it was Kanye. I think it was the monster song.
Monster, yeah.
Where like
They had
Eminem turned in his verse and like everyone went and rewrote theirs.
Oh no, you probably
you're
talking
talking
about
about,
Forever?
Forever.
Or Forever. Yeah. So like, so why
Top
isn't
tier
that?
song.
So why isn't that happening in church?
Because as you were as I was thinking about what I talked about, and I was thinking about what we're talking about, I then start to filter this through like all right, but is this biblical, or is this spiritual? Is this in line with what God has for us, or in the sense of like, does this fit? Is it better to be like, in this sense, you got a choice to be competitive or Christian, and I feel like we choose to be Christian because competitiveness just brings out a certain energy,
Right.
and if you've ever been around me and play, I love to be competitive, and I talk trash.
Yeah.
But I absolutely, if we're hooping, me and Iva will play 1-on-1, or you came out and played with us.
We'll tell that story, but continue.
But I'm talking trash, but I absolutely love
Yeah.
who I'm across, and sometimes, or most of the time, people can't compartmentalize the two.
Yeah.
As me, I would love to be in a space of like that, because I'm not going to get offended if you're better than me or whatever. I'm just going to work harder. And I think like you said, iron sharpens iron. And I keep going back to Proverbs. There's things that just going to bump against you and friction, but it makes you sharper.
Yeah.
And I think that's, we don't do it because I feel like we can't control our emotions when we're being competitive.
Yeah. And it's not even that, like that competitive piece with the preach off. Like, it's just like, it would make sense. Like if you're a preacher, like it would make sense to get with other, like, as I'm thinking about, like, it makes sense to get with other preachers and be like, hey, here's my, I keep hitting this stupid thing. Here's my sermon for the week. Like, this is what I'm thinking on and writing on. I apologize, listeners. This is what I'm thinking on and leaning towards, like what are your thoughts? Here's kind of my thought progression and doing that. But
And I think too, like when we start preaching, I think nobody talks about a unified approach to it.
Yeah.
Because like we see it to where like in most churches, you have a pastor, nobody else is hearing his sermon before he gets up there and preaches. Maybe his wife, if she listens to the stuff he talks about at home. But like, that's about it. And then like, until we did that at Peace, to where we were all in a room, all the people who were teachers, not even just preachers, but teachers, preachers, all of those different things. And we were able to really kind of implement iron sharpens iron. That was my first time ever hearing of that. And I think to some degree in the Christian world, we are competitive. And some church culture,
safe space, bro,
be a little prideful with it
from here.
And I'm not saying
speak the truth,
Candyman. I think sometimes we pride ourselves on being such a good preacher that like we don't leave room for that because we want people to be like, I used to hate it growing up. They're like, Doc, that was a good sermon, Doc. And like saying stuff like that. Like some people, they thrive off of it. So they're not going to invite somebody else into that space because they want to take like the glory from it, different things. And that's the hard part of being in any position to where you have people's attention or you have some sort of influence. Like you got to take a humble approach. But I think just overall, we either know people that are prideful, we are prideful, or we're scared that it could turn into a prideful situation.
Yeah. One of the young kids at our church, well, not a young kid. I mean, he's a teenager. Nick, we were talking to him and his mom a couple weeks ago, and she was saying like he's saying like he feels like he has something he wants to say. I'm like awesome. Like, right.
Yeah.
Let's have church leadership sit down with him, talk it through. What are you thinking? Just like kind of process it. Do not the grammar check, but the you don't want to stifle it, like,
Mm-hmm.
but you're checking to make sure, like, is this sound
Right.
Mhm.
and it's going through like proper channel, because you can't just let anyone up on stage.
Yeah,
right?
nah.
'Cause some people should be crazy.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I don't go up on stage. Anyways.
Oh,
But
my
yeah,
God.
encouraging, and I think a challenge that some people might face. I know I faced that challenge.
Mhm.
Is being able to tell them, I want to safeguard what you want to say,
Mm-hmm.
but encourage you to be able to say it.
Yeah.
What would you say? Like, if you're going to give a speech, you have speech writers, you're going to practice that speech.
Mm-hmm.
The same idea. It's the same kind of concept. So,
Yeah.
so hopefully, well, I'll have to follow up Sunday and be like, hey, Nick wants to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Like walk with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's out of pocket, correct it and let him say the correct version, because there's something there.
Yeah.
So
I think that's too, like, where, like you said, walk with him.
yeah.
And we have to start doing that a little bit more, because I feel like in this era of Christianity, there are a lot of people who are walking alone,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't want to walk with them until they mess up.
Yeah.
And then once they mess up, it's like, somebody need to be with that brother. Like, but if we were doing life with people more often, doing a lot of mentorship, discipleship, brotherly and sisterly love, like, we would see a lot more people with those gifts and things like that, see them refined even more, because they feel trusted enough, or they trust people enough to share that with them, to invite them into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're gonna end the live stream here. We're gonna record a few more episodes, but
Mm-hmm.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
looking at it, and the stream was messing up a little bit, and that's why I started hitting the record button. I'm like, just in case, let me catch some audio at least. But so if you liked it, be sure to go over to the Three Creatives in the Cross channel, which is tagged in the title. Subscribe, like, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Oh wait, no, not exit. I want to stop streaming. There we go. It's been a